Hey, Bob, you're the first one on.
Oh, is that right?
Now we got, hey, we're just seeing the top of your head. There's Vicky.
Okay. Hang on, she's gonna get further away, back up. Yep.
Hey, Vicky,
Hello.
how are you?
Hi, Vicky, how
Hi,
are
how
you?
are you doing? Just fine, Bob. How'd you guys enjoy your luncheon the other day?
We didn't get to do it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, it was because of you.
Oh, yeah.
You weren't here last week. We wanted to invite you. We couldn't invite you.
Well, Sandy Hodgen was on apparently, and she said we were invited, but I figure it was more like a men's night out for lunch.
Well, I don't know if it's really like that, but when you get Dick Bird with us, all he ever wants to talk about is sports.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
So how are you, Vicky? You good?
Yes, I'm doing well. Thank you.
Good. And how are
Been
you,
doing a lot of
Mrs.
gardening.
Bob? Are you doing
Yeah.
better? Are you
Fine,
doing
Jane
better,
Ann, how you
Bob?
doing? Doing fine, thank you.
Good.
How's
Hi,
everybody?
Ron.
Hello.
Hello. TK, what's that?
They're trying to connect the audio yet.
Can you sit back just a little bit
Yeah.
so that I?
There we go.
Oh,
Under the light.
no, I think it's okay. Good, good, good. Okay. There's
Felice. what do you
Felice is
know?
back. All right.
I keep
Where's
bouncing
Felice?
back and forth. There's
Felice,
Felice.
you're back.
I
Hi,
am
Felice, how
back.
Felice.
Y'all.
Good. So you made it.
I did. I did. Driving to Indiana and Michigan was not bad at all.
Oh, my gosh.
Good.
Well, I mean, it was long, but it was flat and there wasn't a lot of traffic and there weren't a lot of trucks. It was awesome.
Well,
Cool.
good.
Yeah. And good, good weather while driving. So
Well, as soon as we get more people on here, we'd like for you to tell us about your trip, really. Seriously.
There,
Oh,
that.
sure.
'Cause I
well, hey
wasn't-
Bob.
Hey, how you doing, Felice?
Good.
Let me get.
I'm
stuff.
on my phone because my computer is being totally hateful. So I don't really know how to see everybody at the same time, but
There's Nancy.
Just get a hammer out, Felice.
I know. Oh, hey, this is exciting. It just came up.
Any
My
Nancy?
computer finally came up, so I might be able to
All
join
right.
you in a few minutes.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see. Tommy, I hope you had a great trip. I meant to send you a note about that. Was it wonderful?
Oh, yeah, it was, well, I don't know if it was wonderful, but it was good. It was
Okay.
good.
Good.
Yeah,
Good,
yeah,
good.
it was good. Thank you very much for asking.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I've never been there and thought it would be fun to hear about it, but you probably already talked about it. So,
Well, we talked about it, but I will
Yeah.
tell you now, you haven't been there,
uh-uh.
but I would say this. There are better places to go.
Yes.
Okay.
So and all of us, even with more time than we've had in the past on our hands, there's still better things to do with your time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tom, where did you guys go?
It was South Padre Island.
Oh,
Texas.
I heard that was wonderful.
Well, it could have
I've
been the
been there.
timing. They've heard this before, but the big deep freeze that Nancy and all those Texas folks got that killed so many of the
Killed
trees
everything.
and bushes.
Yeah. Just,
It really devastated everything down in South Padre Island
yeah.
to the
Bad.
point where
Wow.
about the only thing left standing were real tall palm trees, and it was just the little top knots of the palm trees that were left.
Oh, wow.
And it was so bad that then they just went through and cut everything down so that it would all come back, but it hadn't started to come back. So it looked very bleak.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
And the
Did you
weather
go to
that week
Dirt-
was not the best. I need to send you guys one picture.
Yeah.
It's a picture looking out of the condo, at the pool, the ocean, everything. But I mean, the fog is so thick, you can hardly see anything. This is like the middle of the day.
Oh, no.
Mm.
Yeah,
Tom,
the only thing I would have liked had I gone was the pool that was what, 150 yards?
Yeah, it was something
I would
else.
have loved that.
Yeah, real long pool. So we can't go very far without saying Nancy,
Nancy Nickel Beth.
you look
Hello.
cute as ever. So
Yes, you
you
do.
gotta tell us what the heck happened, man.
Honey, it was a story I don't. I went in for a normal procedure I usually have on my legs and all this, and the next thing I knew, I woke up with a hematoma about the size of a football on my leg.
Wow.
And I was in the hospital till Monday.
Oh my
gosh.
They,
Wow.
they took me back into surgery and had to put a drain in it. And I told that anesthesiologist, I said, well, this margarita better be a double. So
Unbelievable. Yeah.
At least.
last weekend was not a very pleasant weekend for me, but I'm on the mend. I'm much better today. I'm really feeling good. I got out and went shopping and,
All right. Well, we've been worried about you.
well, thank you. I
I
wouldn't wish
tried,
this
I,
on-
I tried calling you when you were in the hospital, but it just immediately said that you weren't taking any calls. So,
No, honey, last weekend I was not answering. Matter of fact, several of my friends just got concerned because I wouldn't even answer.
Yeah.
I was miserable.
yeah, well, I'm sure.
I'm good. I'm home. I came home Monday morning and each day's gotten a lot better. I have one, this is the best place in the world to live. I have fantastic friends and everybody takes care and brings food in, and the only disadvantage to all this, I haven't been able to have a glass of wine yet.
Ah,
Oh, that is bad. That's very, very
Now,
bad.
Here's a
that
sip
because
for you.
when you got back, you didn't have any in your house?
Oh, no,
No.
I have it in the house. I took
Look
a
at-
sip
look
the
at
other
TK.
night.
oh,
I
he's
took a sip the
obnoxious.
other night. It didn't even taste good, but I think I'm gonna have some tonight.
Okay.
I just had all kinds of complications from going back in the surgery that I'm not
Oh,
gonna go
yeah.
into,
Ugh.
and it's one thing after another.
Damn.
But the good news is you can't keep an old broad down, so I'm good.
Nancy, be
Yeah,
kind to yourself, Bess. You're
Pardon me?
the best. Be kinder to yourself.
yeah. Hey, Nancy,
Yes.
would you have been in serious danger if you had been at home when that
Oh, I
happened?
wouldn't have ever been able to get home. It's a long story, but I have this procedure about once a year that my arteries in my legs get clogged up.
Okay.
And they went in and put a stent, and the little robot machine goes boop and snagged my artery.
Oh,
vein.
wow, wow.
And I got a big hematoma on my leg because of that.
Yeah, okay.
And then because I had to go back into surgery, then I had complications last week with
Wow.
UTI and all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff.
All
Yeah.
kinds of crap, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
They fix you, but then they give you a whole bunch of stuff you don't want to deal with.
Yeah. So anyway, the good news is I'm good. I'm feeling much better, and I'm ready to roll. Because I'm
All
going out. I'm
right.
going to Colorado at the end of the month, and I said I'm going on that trip.
So are you going to Colorado to visit Nancy or just
No.
going?
There's 30 of us, and we're taking a Trafalgar tour.
Yeah,
And we fly into Denver, and we take a bus and tour the whole state of Colorado for 10 days. 10, and each night is a different spot. We leave
Oh,
Denver,
I
go
hope-
north, and all the
Nancy,
way
are
around.
are you allowed to smoke on the bus, Nancy?
I don't smoke anymore.
Lord.
Long time ago, not now.
Good for you. Yeah.
Legal out there.
But no, so I'm really looking forward to. We just got all the paperwork and our itinerary yesterday, and it's going to be a good trip. So
Well, yeah, 10 days, you ought to be able to see almost everything.
and
Hopefully
there's 3
you'll
train
see the-
rides. One of the train rides is at Pike Peaks, and there's 2 more train rides we're going to do.
Probably one of them is Durango to Silverton and back.
I
Yeah.
think that is one of them. Yes.
That's a great
Yeah.
one, yeah.
And
hope so.
then they'll probably take you on up, since you're over in that corner, you'll probably go to a little place called Ouray. The Telluride is over in that area.
Yeah, you ride. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, what's that canyon called? Oh, the Gunnison,
That's the other
Okay.
side.
Black Canyon of the
That's the other
Gunnison or
side of
something
the
like that.
state.
But
Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna see everything that Dinosaur Park, probably, up in the northwest corner.
Rocky Mountain
Uh-huh.
National Park,
Yeah.
So, no, it'll be a good
Aspen,
trip. And
Breckenridge.
have you, Tom, have you all ever done a Trafalgar tour?
Not a Trafalgar
I
tour,
haven't.
no. But
I've heard they're good. I've never
yeah, I've
done
heard
one.
that they're like 5-star.
Any tour
Yeah.
we've ever been on, other than National Geographic, has
Well,
been
we have-
like jail.
Well, we've never
Wow.
Thank hell.
But yeah, but I've heard of Trafalgar and I've heard
Yeah.
that it's like a 5-star.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's what
it'll
I've
be
heard.
great.
You'll have to give us a report when you get back.
I will,
All
I
right.
will. So I won't be on the last of the month here.
Hold on.
Okay. Nancy, is this a tour that your neighborhood arranged?
Yes, our travel club is here.
Okay, those are the best.
I tell you what, this travel club here where I live is just, of course, I'm a member of the board now too, but I've really taken lots of great trips with them.
That's cool.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's almost like if you guys, want to know some really great places to go, just call and talk to Nancy and she can kind of lay out a trip for you. Seriously. Yeah. So,
It's nice, though, that you have a group to go with.
It is. And yes, it is. And we have a great time, It was kind of funny. We had membership dues. We raised our dues this year, last week, and a couple of them are, well, don't want to join, don't join. Come,
Yeah.
And we got 150 new members for the 20 that didn't want to join. So, and these were 150 people that have moved in here during the pandemic.
oh, no kidding.
My
That
gosh.
is.
They said, well, we heard you all had a lot of fun. We said, yeah, we do.
That's great. That's great.
So how large is your area, Nancy? Like the
It's
housing?
almost completed. My subdivision is almost complete. There's going to be 1,500 homes.
Wow, that's big.
And, but they're all single family, individually owned. There's no condos. It's a Del Rev community.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have those in Indy, and other places.
And
Yeah.
it's wonderful. We do. We have a great time.
Great. Yeah, I lost you somewhere, but I heard there was a big train wreck in Richmond.
There
Texas.
was, right down the street from where I live.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think well, I don't think, it didn't say, but I think the 18-wheeler was trying to beat the train and he didn't make it.
Oh,
Didn't make
boy.
it. Yeah.
And he jumped out, so he was okay, but that
Luckily.
train cut that trailer right in half.
Right into.
Mhm.
Wow.
Right, Richmond, Texas. That's
oh,
exactly
gosh,
right.
When I heard Richmond and then Texas, then I knew where you lived. So, wow. A lot going on.
Felice, if you can, you've gotten switched.
And I just hobbled upstairs to my bedroom. My son and his family are here right now. They're staying with me till they move. So.
So why are you hobbling?
Thought your leg was good.
No, I woke up this morning. I could hardly walk. I have no clue. It's my back. I never
Oh,
have
you-
trouble with my back. I
Oh.
don't know. So I've been stretching and taking ibuprofen and hoping for the best.
Well, when did you get back from your travel?
Tuesday afternoon.
It was probably all that time in the car.
I know. Well, that could
Being
very
with
well
those
be.
kiddos.
I was listening.
That comes in.
Pardon me? What'd you say, Sandy?
I said all that sitting sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know, that's probably, but I mean, I feel fine. And, survived the kids and the road and it was something and the dogs and everything,
Well,
Gosh.
tell us a little bit about your trip. Like, when you left, did you stop in Indiana first, then going on up, or you went all straight to Michigan, then stopped on the way back, or what?
But both. I stopped in Indiana for a couple of days. I don't know, maybe 4 days, maybe 5 days. And we had one gorgeous day while I was there. And then I went on to Michigan, which is about 4.5 hours from there. And stayed there 8 or 9 or 10 days. I'm not sure. It was 17 days altogether. And it's didn't do much of anything except hang out with the grandkids and make sure they ate and slept and didn't get killed. And but it was good. It was just really good. So yeah, I'm home now and trying to get back in sync. And but it was an easy drive. The only thing is that what the tolls in West Virginia or somewhere, I was a little surprised about that. MapQuest did not tell me about it before the trip, so I wasn't like totally prepared in terms of available dollar bills.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there's just really not much else to tell, except there were 2 Saturdays that I was in Michigan, and both of those Saturdays there were 5 games for the kids, the little kids, and that was interesting. But Nancy Best, like you said, they have the best neighbors, and everybody helped me carpool, to get the 3 kids to the 5 games at the right time in the right club. It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
So how old are the children?
Yeah. how-
Let's see, 10, 8, and 5. 10, 8, and
Oh,
5.
Oh, fun.
2 girls and a boy. Yeah. But they're all in school. That's very much a plus. That they like went away during the day, and they have walking trails all over the place. And so I was able to do that with the dogs, while the kids were in school. So
Did they take the school bus or did you have to drive them?
no, they all took the school bus, 2 different schools, 2 in one in another. And they got home, they left about the same time. They got home about the same time. And it was busy afternoons with practice and stuff like that. But my son and his wife went to the Cancun area. I don't know the name of the city, but he got a parasite when he was there. So, yeah, so it wasn't an awesome trip for him. I guess it was a great place, and they had fun, but yeah, he didn't feel that great by the time. he
You're
got
talking
home.
about stomach issues?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's normal.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
you gotta, before you go, you gotta
Oh.
take some penicillin with you
Yeah,
that'll
don't
kill
have to
that
have
stuff.
it.
No, yeah, he thought, they've been before, and he thought he had covered all his bases, but apparently not. And he is on medication now.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Mm.
having been down there for what, almost 20 years,
25 years.
25 years, we knew what not to touch and where not to go. After we
Yeah.
got the creeping cruds, as I call them.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
even when you're used to going down there, you still,
Yeah, you
it can still sneak up there and bite you.
Yep, yep.
Mhm.
And probably one of the worst plane trips I've ever experienced was the day we were leaving. We went down for breakfast, and it was St. Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's
It was a
right.
Saturday. And they had, it was all decorated and everything else. And they had big pitchers of water, and they were beautiful. They had fresh oranges and limes and strawberries and everything in the
In
pitchers of water. Didn't
Oh.
think about it. I drank that water.
I didn't drink any, ha
And I was in the head all the way back. It was so
He sat
bad.
back near the bathroom so he could get up and go to the bathroom
Uh,
40 million times.
It was terrible, just terrible.
oh, that's,
The
well, Brady
flight
had
attendants had
the
to
same.
keep handing me more bags to throw up in.
Because they
Oh,
Jeez.
wouldn't let him out of his seat, so they had to keep handing me bags.
Seat,
Uh,
you need a toilet seat.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's enough of that. But
yeah.
anyway,
We had fun on
Hey,
our trip.
Tom,
Yeah.
excuse me. I have one question.
Okay.
Tom, did you eat at Dirty Owl's, in South Padre?
Oh,
Like I
yeah, you know what? I took pictures of that, and Nancy, my phone is still screwed up with your phone numbers. And I tried sending it, and then I knew exactly right away that damn thing is not going to go. So I've got pictures to send to you, but I have to, first of
Did you
all, I've
eat
got to
there?
get my phone contacts straightened out on your correct phone number.
Okay, did you eat there?
We did not end up eating there.
Okay,
I forget what happened. It was
Your
early.
screwball brother wanted to go somewhere
We,
else.
it was so, it was like, we could have walked there from where we were staying.
Uh-huh,
It was at the south end, it's at the south end of the island,
right.
and it looked really cool. But I think we got there between breakfast and lunch, and then whenever we went to lunch, we were up on the north side of the island.
Yeah,
I think that might have been when we went to the turtle rescue place. or
yeah.
the-
That's pretty cool, that turtle rescue.
That was very cool.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, so, yeah, but I've got pictures out in front of Dirty Al's. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
definitely. And we did have a lot of great seafood.
Yeah, well, it's right straight out of the water there. Yeah,
Yeah.
very good. Good.
So, Ricky
But you see
Putoff.
why we didn't, you see why I said I wouldn't highly recommend it?
Yeah,
Down
we
there,
gotta
because
go.
there's really nothing to do unless you go.
Right,
fishing
you
all the
you run
time.
out of things to do very fast.
Yeah, because unless you're a fisherman and, because that's a big fishing place. and-
Yeah. So now, Ricky Putoff, where are you, man?
I'm in Florida.
I know that, but where in Florida?
What a
Well, we
surprise.
just moved to a development in Naples called Talus Park.
Okay.
Nice development. Great golf course, but I don't play golf anymore, so I didn't join.
Okay, but this is your new home.
Been here, well, we bought it furnished, more or less, and just trying to put our junk in it now.
Okay.
So how many times have you moved in the past year?
Too many.
Just, I had to move out of the house we sold in Fort Myers, so I had to find a place to live, so I rented a condominium. And then Sherry found this one and made me move. I didn't want to move. But it's
Yeah.
nice. It's smaller. She can take care of it. Pretty nice place.
Good. Well, good. So, and the move went pretty smoothly then for you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we didn't have to move much at all. Like I said,
Okay.
we put everything in storage that we had left over from the prior house, and the moving company moved it over last Thursday. You know, it's just your accessories. And we had to
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
the junk you accumulate over
yes.
your
Okay.
life.
Well, good to finally have you back, man.
Well, I'm glad to be back. How's everybody? I got that
Fine, thanks, Rick.
message from Tom Pearson and Sonny and
Yeah,
Carol's not on there.
Jane and Carol.
Yeah. Well, Jane is not with us this weekend because of the celebration of life for Dave. And I
Mhm.
was hoping Carol would be on today so she could tell us about the trip. So we'll just have to wait to hear all about it. But as, let's see, I think it was Sonsini, sent a message back, said, man, you guys look good.
Yeah, Tom
I
looked.
thought they looked
good.
great.
Great
I thought they
pictures.
did too.
No, tell me,
great.
I'm sorry, I don't, what it was wrong? What was wrong with Tom Pearson? And is he recovering from something or?
I don't remember exactly what happened.
Well, I think he has heart issues
Uh-huh.
And lung issues.
and lung issues. Maybe,
Because he's a chain smoker.
That's right.
Mm.
He might have COPD.
yeah, COPD,
Yeah, that-
probably.
Yeah,
And I was reading up on that the other day, and it says that it continues to get worse and never gets better.
that's right.
That's
Right.
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Very-
It did look like he was on oxygen though, so I don't know.
Yes. And then you are on oxygen with that.
Eventually, yeah.
But somebody,
Are you talking about Tom Pearson? I got
Yes.
off for a minute.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes,
talking about
yeah.
that. But
Okay.
wasn't it, didn't somebody say that he still smokes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh,
He
yeah.
and Sonny both.
Good.
Last picture I saw, he and Sonny, they were out in the garage having a cigarette.
Yeah.
That's right.
But Bob and I, Van Pelt from the fried chicken business, have a friend named David Yoy, right, Bob? Dave Yoy,
Who's that?
Dave Yoy,
Yeah, I remember that.
Charlie
name.
and Dave. Well, Dave came down with lung cancer, and then it developed into brain cancer.
Oh,
And I saw him at a little meeting we had a year and a half ago, and he's still smoking 3 packs.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Man,
He said,
Hey,
you know,
hey, guys, I
what
gave
the hell?
Frank an update on.
What
Frank
more can I
DeVito
do,
a
he
while
said.
ago.
I'm
Frank-
sorry, what'd you say, Bob?
Frank DeVito. I think.
Yeah, give us the update. Yeah, give us the update, Bob.
On Tuesday and Wednesday, everybody thought they were calling his family down there for him to die.
Oh, God.
On
Dude.
Friday, he was fully cognizant with his family there, some of his family, still on a vent, which had been turned down for 2 days in a row. They woke him up and said, "Do you have any idea where you're at?" He said, "No, but I want to get the hell out of here."
I won't leave.
"Do you have any idea what day it is?"
No.
He said, "Oh, about April 20th or something like that."
Not-
He had missed 21 days of his life and he was pissed off. He had no idea what went on that 21 days. I had just sent his son-in-law, David C., who some of you may know, a message and tried to get updated for today and had nothing back. But they went from having 2 or 3 people in the room yesterday to only 1 person at a time today. So I don't know what that means.
What had happened?
Probably not good.
He
What
was one
happened
of
to
those that
Frank?
refused to get the vaccine, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
Now,
Yeah.
all of his family is down there. His son Tony's down there, Nikki's down there, Gina's down there, David's down there, Rick DeVito, his brother's down there. Dust didn't go with Rick because she had to take care of Chase, but so the whole gang is in Clearwater Beach where he's in the hospital.
So he.
And I'll send out an email once I get updated on that.
Yeah, I'd
so
like
it's
to know.
COVID that
I-
got him, huh?
Yeah.
Frank is such a talented guy. I don't really want to know a world without him. I hope he makes it through.
No, yeah.
Mhm.
Good guy.
What?
Yeah.
What class was Frank in? What was his class at RHS?
I think Tom 65, I think.
Okay.
I think he's younger than that because he
Because I
recalls,
don't remember.
he recalls me being a teacher over there while he was a student. So I think he's younger than that.
Do you really?
That was my brother's class, 65. I don't remember him being in that class.
I don't think so.
Then
He's
maybe
younger than that.
64. He's not very far behind us, because I know he's a
Yeah.
little bit older for his class, because he and I are only like a year or 2 apart.
On-
Age.
Bob, on Facebook, it says he graduated in 66.
Mm.
And went 66, so it's 1 year behind 65. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Geez, Vicky, that means that you must have been very young when you started teaching.
Well, they hired, I don't know, they hired me right out of student teaching. While I was student teaching, they hired me. And I was probably 21 at the time. I don't know.
You were young. That's young.
I
Funny
had
with
something
high
kind of
school.
funny happen yesterday. 3 times a year, I go out and do a lot of plantings around my husband's thing at the cemetery. And I was out there yesterday digging and so forth. And you remember Sandy Fulton or
I
Mel
do.
Chastain?
Mhm.
Yeah.
David Fulton.
Been married 56 years now, and I didn't know who it was. They didn't know who I was, but they saw the name Vicky on the tombstone, because it's got my birth date and so forth, but they didn't read further. So they stopped the truck and they said, "Oh, we knew Vicky." She says, "I graduated with Vicky."
She's doing well, thank you. Yeah.
I just let him go on and on, and finally I said, "Well, I am Vicky." So we had a nice little talk, but they've been married for 56 years. Sandy was in our class. Mel, I think, was a year ahead of us, but
What was her name? Sandy who?
it's Sandy Fulton.
Okay.
Well, I'm looking up. I don't see her in here.
Well, she was in our,
Remember her,
she was in our
though.
class.
I remember.
Maybe she
Sandy.
didn't graduate. I don't know.
Let me
Was
see.
anybody there?
Let's see if she's camera shy. No, they don't even have her as a camera
Vicky, was
shy.
she David Fulton's younger sister?
I have no idea. And I remember
Used
Mel
to be the
Chastain, he
chancellor
was a year or
IUE.
2 ahead of us. I
Huh.
don't know.
Yeah, Dave was a chancellor.
It
at
just
IUE
is-
for a long time.
It astounds me how many people
It might be
just
all right.
cruise the cemetery looking around. I just can't imagine. And when I'm out there working, you just can't imagine how many people are just driving through, which just boggles my mind. That's about the last thing I would want to do if I didn't have to.
Which cemetery is it?
It's Earlham.
Oh, well,
But I mean,
Earl.
there's just tons of people that cruise the cemetery just for leisure. I just,
Tons of
it
dead
just
people in there.
astounds me.
Yeah.
This goes the old gravestone.
Checking who's alive, and who's not.
I don't know. It's amazing.
Vicki, when my
Yeah.
husband and I were dating, we went to a lot of different cemeteries, and I used to think that we might be getting married in a cemetery. That's how much cruising around we were doing.
Oh, my goodness.
I just can't imagine. I mean, the cemetery is the last place I want to be, but it's the last thing I can do for my husband. And normally they don't let you plant things there, but since I was on 2 garden tours and the director of the cemetery had been to those garden tours, he let me plant a tree, and I've got bushes and all sorts of
Oh
things.
my gosh.
Oh, how nice.
Where my parents are. My parents are at Earlham, and my aunt and
Yeah.
uncle. Oh, yeah.
I must really look bad. Even in front of my own house, I've had people stop and ask how much I charge to do yard work.
Gee.
Hey, well, this is
Come
something.
on over, Vicky. You can do yard work over here too.
So Vicky, in the directory, in the back, which is just a copy of what we've got in the Pierian, she's not there. But in the directory in the front, which would have been, to get everybody from, updating the directory, she is there. It's Sandra, Saundra Fulton
Okay.
Chestnut.
Huh.
Yeah.
Why didn't
So-
you mention that? Pierian.
So anyway, well, that's cool. Well, Earlham is a beautiful cemetery.
Yeah.
And if they've had that policy about letting people do what they allowed you to do, that's probably what makes it even that much more beautiful.
Well, the reason they gave me the reason they don't let people usually plant things is because people forget about it and then they have to take care of it.
Oh,
But he
okay.
figured I would, of course, as long as I can do it, I'll do it. But I put 8 bags of mulch in today.
Oh my
After
gosh.
I got all
Wow.
the other stuff done.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, you do it right, and it looks, I'm sure, beautiful. I'll have to check that out, Vicky.
Cruising the cemetery, Sandy.
Well, when
We
we
should
were,
ride our bikes over there. So.
What's
I'm
nice
coming
is
back to
it's
Richmond
open
in a
all
few
the
weeks.
time.
I'm gonna go to Earlham and check it out. I'll check out.
What's nice is it's open all the time now. I used to be in there and they used to lock the gates at 5 and I was always horrified. I always made sure I was finished with my work and out of there before 5 because I did not want to be locked into the cemetery.
I guess not.
We used to play over there until dark, so I don't know how we got in or out. Oh, we'd ride and.
Probably walking or
all
riding a
over the
bike, we
place.
could get in and out.
Yeah, I guess. I don't remember, but.
oh yeah, we would take our go-karts over there because the hills and the
Oh.
windy hills and everything. It was great.
Sledding was fun.
Yeah, we would definitely, we would cruise the cemetery.
Yeah.
Oh, and we'd skate on the creek. We'd play
Well,
room.
One in their time. I
It was
ran a
rough.
lot in the cemetery when I was getting in shape to play ball.
Oh,
Uh-huh. That would be a good thing. Yeah.
I ran a lot out there growing.
Well, as an Earlham student, a lot of people went sledding over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we did
we
that
did.
in high school. Yeah.
We loved it.
They called them traying. They took the trays from the cafeteria,
Cafeteria. Yeah.
called it traying. Now, there were a lot of other things that went on
Yeah,
in the
there were.
cemetery.
Oh,
Hey, Betsy,
Betsy, we thought you were going to talk about that.
It's a-
hey, Betsy, very few people know this, but on the front where you guys used to do the sledding, that
Yeah.
was the first golf course in Richmond.
oh my God.
Really? I
It was a
didn't know
5-hole
that.
golf course right there in the front end of Earlham Cemetery.
Oh, the dogs. I'm sorry.
Very few people know that.
Okay, girl. I'm coming.
Before my time.
I'm coming. Vicky.
Is that-
They were.
Huh. So Jimmy Ho,
Yeah.
man, you really knocked that out of the park this week. You gave us Cinco de Mayo and then you sent one out today,
Yeah.
a bonus.
You
What
know,
was it today?
I don't know.
You almost didn't get that, but yeah.
I
You
enjoyed
guys have
today's.
Senorita Clark for Spanish.
Senorita Clark.
Martha Clark.
Yeah.
No.
Jimmy, we
Yeah.
had to learn Guantanamero in Senorita Clark's class.
Okay.
Brought back a lot of memories of Spanish class for me.
Oh my God.
No, my mother made me take Latin. Made me take Latin. She
Yeah,
thought it
very
was good.
useful language.
Thought it was good.
Yeah, I thought the
Gotta be a nun or
Pele,
what?
Si, senor.
what'd you guys think of Pele Juju?
I liked it. No, I liked that group, but I hadn't heard of them.
Yeah,
No, you won't.
I haven't had a chance
I
to really
enjoyed
listen
that
to
group.
it
Mhm.
all the way through, so.
Mhm.
Karen, who you got there with you today?
Here, okay.
Am I unmuted now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got Tom there. He was outside doing some work.
so
Say hi.
Hey, Tom.
Hey,
how's your back, Tom?
What? Say
How's your back?
your back.
It's almost as good as my front.
Okay.
You didn't. Did you hear Tom? He's too funny.
Karen?
Anyway, yeah, we've been out doing yard work this week. So,
Okay.
Hey, did your area, whoever's around Indiana and Ohio, did you get a lot of these helicopters all coming down maple trees? I didn't mean helicopters, but we used to call them helicopters. The
Yeah.
seeds from maple trees.
Yeah.
It
Our whole
has been,
backyard's covered with them.
ours is too. And oh my gosh, I thought mowing would help take care of it, but
No.
honestly, no, it didn't. But Tom's, he's been cleaning out the gutters this week. They're so thick in the spouting.
They'll
Yeah,
be
They
there until the cicadas
Big
get in.
mess.
yeah.
Big mess.
Hey,
It's
well,
been so cold. Have you, Vicki, have
Yeah.
you planted anything other than, I mean,
No, I
We
bought
had
all my
frost
plants.
last
I bought
night.
my plants, they're all in the garage.
Yeah.
yeah, mine are too.
I'm having trouble even finding the plants I want.
They aren't as nice as last year.
They are not as nice.
No.
I've been a couple of places and Lowe's usually has some pretty good plants. They had the best, but Rose City didn't have them. I just, they were not very,
Sandy,
I
you
bought them
go to
anyway. I
Seven
just figure I'll
Dollars in
just keep
Dayton?
feeding them and they'll get better.
Yes.
Hey, do you guys ever go to Siebenthaler's over in Dayton?
no, I go to
That's right down
Sullivan's
the
in
street.
Indianapolis, but
Pretty awesome place there.
Siebenthaler's is right down the street from us, one of the smaller
Siebenthaler.
ones.
Heck of a spot.
SIE. Siebenthaler.
SIE. Okay, well, that might be a nice little trip.
Come on
Yeah,
over,
that's how those
Sandy.
gardens are.
Okay,
It's right down the street from our house,
be
the
great.
smaller one, the smaller
Yes,
one. The other one's
smaller
up
one.
north. Yeah, there's
the
another one.
smaller
up-
one's fine.
Yeah. I wanted to ask Bob Van Pelt a question, or anybody else that might know this name. Bob, can you hear me okay?
Sure, I'm good.
Do you know the name Hollingsworth?
Yeah, I sure do.
Do you know like a Sue Hollingsworth? Or her parents
Holly
were,
Forrest that I know. Her
say it again.
dad was a guy named Gail Forrest from Hagerstown.
Oh,
Her mother was Linda Forrest, who was married to Scott Porter for a long time.
oh, that might be a different
And
family.
Holly Forrest is Rebecca Kate's sister that has Better Homes and Garden Realty.
Okay, well, that
That's
doesn't
the
sound
Holly
like,
Forrest I know, Karen.
oh, that's the Hollingsworth you know. Yeah, so you don't know a Sue Hollingsworth that would have graduated before us. No.
Wait a minute. I know.
Her
a
name
guy
sounds
named Holly, but her name
familiar.
wasn't Forrest. She was, are you sure that's the right last name?
Hollingsworth, yes, and her parents were Denver and May, M-A-E. Denver and May Hollingsworth were the parents of Sue Hollingsworth. And somehow I saw the name connected with you, Bob, this week, and I thought I wrote myself a note just to ask you if it was that family, but it sounds as though it's not the same family.
The Hollingsworth that you probably saw me with is the assistant athletic director at Richmond High School,
Oh, okay,
Rusty Hollingsworth.
okay, yeah. Don't think
And
it's the
Rusty's,
same.
really a strong entity in Richmond High.
Okay,
And he and I
right,
do a lot of stuff back and forth. May have been where you saw that name.
yeah. It might be he's related somehow to Sue. Again, Sue would be a little bit older than us, maybe
Yeah.
even by 5 years and all.
I'll
So
check
whether,
with Rusty and see how that's his relation or not. but-
or even the name Denver would be Sue's father. Denver Hollingsworth would have
Yeah.
been. Of course, he would be gone by now. But
I'll check with Rusty next week and see.
I'm just
Ken.
curious, yeah. They came, I'll give you a brief thing. They came to live with us after my folks were killed. The whole Sue and Denver and May all took care of my siblings and I for about 6 months.
my
And all,
goodness.
way back in 56. So when I saw that Hollingsworth name, I couldn't help but wonder if Sue was still alive or somebody you might know. Yeah, okay,
Well,
enough.
let me check with Rusty and find out the connection for you, Ken.
No problem, thanks.
Or just friend him on Facebook.
Okay, I'll look and see. I think I have you on Facebook.
Me?
I'll have to check.
Yeah.
Karen, you just said something that at least I don't know. What do you,
Okay,
your parents were killed?
sounds good. Yes,
What happened?
yes, back when I was.
Oh, you're fading out on your audio.
They
Your
were
au- Your audio's fading out, Karen.
car.
All right.
I'm sorry. Okay. I don't know what to do about that. Is
Okay,
that
you're
any
back
better?
now.
We can hear you now.
I said, I
My
hear
internet.
some dinging in the background. Can you hear me now? Apparently not.
Yeah.
No, I
Nobody's
can.
answering me.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, well, anyway, just briefly, when I had just turned 11 in July, my parents were in a car accident with 4 of us children back in 1956. And a driver came across the highway in Ohio here. And both of my parents were killed that morning. Yeah,
Oh, my goodness.
so it was a different life that we got, but it's a great life. So I feel very lucky that my mother's brothers stepped up to the plate and took us children. And so we've had a good time knowing each other.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Which I
That's
was
good.
very worried that, we could have been sent to an orphanage up in Cleveland,
Absolutely.
was what we
Yeah.
were told. Because we went to that First Christian Church, and that was their orphanage up in Cleveland, Ohio. So, like I said, very fortunate that we all got to stay in Richmond and know each other of my siblings. There were 6 of us.
Oh, my gosh.
My goodness.
Yeah.
That's
really
That's
wonderful. That's when I went to Joseph Moore for like 3 months, from March till June, and met David Rodifer. Remember the name?
Yeah.
David Rodifer? That was my heartthrob.
Oh, well, be careful. Tom's right behind you there.
Oh, that's right. He's
Yeah.
still here. Oh, I met yeah. This is my current heartthrob.
Listening to every word.
And don't, yeah. Anyway, so that's all I have. I wasn't on last week and I won't be on next week. Last week we had the grandson come over with his fiance, and we did dinner and all here. And so that was fun. And next week, our granddaughter graduates from Cleveland. I don't know if it's University of Cleveland or Cleveland State or what, but they're going to do the graduation online.
Oh,
They're only allowing 2 people to be at the graduation.
really?
Yeah, so her parents will be there and all, but we're going to try to be online at 3:30 in the afternoon for that graduation.
IU and Purdue are having graduation today and the parents can't go.
Oh, wow.
The parents can't
How's
go.
that?
And he at Wright State just did a great big one here. It seemed
Yeah,
like they
yeah.
divided it twice, two different segments or something.
Mhm.
Yeah,
My
Wright
business-
State.
My
Did they
business
get a
partner-
refund, Bob?
IU's doing this year, this week, and then last year, next week.
Mhm, yeah.
Oh,
I've heard-
okay.
State schools are conducting that here.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think IU is closed. I don't know whether it's completely or not. My sorority pledge class always has a reunion every other summer. And we can't get into the house still down there. So have to postpone it again.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Bob Van Pelt,
Yes.
I wanted to tell you that I listened to the interview with your son, Bo.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
listened to all of it and it really just about made me cry. The honor that he has given to you
Thank you.
and Barb. And I just thought it was wonderful, wonderful interview.
Thank you very much. Let me fill these guys in on that, Sandy. My son, and I had no idea this was going on. There's a podcast called Insider's Edge. And if you go to Insider's Edge and then put Bo Van Pelt in there, the interview comes up. It's a little bit lengthy. It's about an hour, I think 58 minutes and something.
It's worth it.
But in there, like Sandy said, I cried like a baby, Sandy, the first time I heard it, because I was just in awe of the whole thing. He talks a lot about our relationship when he was growing up, a lot about our relationship with the golf, some of the events that he remembered going along, and some of the conversations that he and I had with other parents and kids and that kind of stuff as it went along. And the two milestones that I recall correctly, I was being interviewed or inducted somewhere into an event, and I said quite innocently that it was when Bo was being inducted into Hall of Fame. I said, you know, I hear parents bitching and moaning about their kids hitting a bad shot and all that kind of stuff. And I said, Bo and I have been involved in this since he was 4 or 5 years old, and I've never seen him miss a shot on purpose. And for somehow or another, that has stuck with him. And in the interview, he talks about when his sons are playing lacrosse, daughters walking on the balance beam and that kind of stuff. He said, I've never seen my kids make a mistake on purpose. And boy, you talk about a heartthrob. I mean, that just tore me up. But no, thank you, Sandy. That was cool. Yeah.
But how right you were. And
Yeah.
Well,
oh,
again, you know,
absolutely.
wisdom comes in small doses and sometimes by accident or incident. It's not always there.
True.
It's-
Very true.
But no, thank you. My dad was a very kind person in my athletic career. So some of that I took along from a generation before me.
Well, I'd be happy to share that link. Bob, I'll see if I can get out there and figure out what the link is, and then I'll
Okay,
send it
yeah.
out.
If I find it later, Tom, I'll send it over to you.
Okay, that'd be great. Yeah, I think everybody would be very.
Yeah, I'd like to hear it.
Yeah.
I don't know how I saw it either, but I got to
Again.
see it as well, and it was very well done.
Not from an ego standpoint, but it is absolutely awesome, even though it's my kid.
Oh, that's not egoic.
That's great. That's great.
For some of you athletic fans, a young man from Richmond, Indiana, who's been in the athletic business, played basketball at Richmond High School, went to Ball State and played basketball, Ron, and then stayed with Ball State with a guy named Steve Yoder as a graduate assistant.
Yes.
Went to staff there, and then they went to Wisconsin together. John Williams then went into athletic administration. He was just promoted last week to assistant commissioner of the Big 12 Conference.
Oh,
Which is a
good.
big time job. He went out of the Southland Conference as commissioner. But if you get a chance, what a great alumnus he is. Other thing for you guys that are involved with the Alumni Association, Richmond native named Sandy Rowe, R-O-W-E, I think it is, isn't it, Sandy?
Yeah, I think
Is
so.
now the-
Is that right, Dwayne? Yeah, it's right. That's right.
Isn't that correct? She was at Second National
Yes.
Bank, is that correct?
Second National Bank, Dwayne? She was, not now. You do.
Yeah, no, but she's with the Alumni Association now, I think, isn't she, Sandy?
I don't
Just
know.
took over the
Dwayne
office
knows
that
because he
Bridget
was on.
Hazelbark was in.
Yeah, she's the new president.
Yeah, new president of the Alumni
Oh,
Association. So any of you have contact with her, she's a heck of a gal. She and I work together, I'm sure like you guys have with a lot of different community events and stuff, but she's getting her feet on the ground, and Harvey was having trouble with the newsletter, and I think we got that straightened out for him last week.
Well, wait a minute. Wasn't Dwayne the president before?
Bridget Hazelbark
Well,
was the president before, I think.
He was, how many years? 3 years ago,
3 years. Okay.
he was president
Okay.
for 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah. Oh, what the heck? He's president of this, president of that. What the heck?
I know, I can't keep.
Hey, Sandy, for you guys that are what's paddleball players? There's a TV network.
Pickleball.
There's a TV network that'll be up and running next week. that is full-time paddleball.
He watches something, right? He watches it all the time. Yeah,
You what
pickleball.
now?
Pickleball. He watches some network that has it on and lessons and everything.
SILEX, I believe, is the app for full-time pickleball highlights.
Pickleball is really, really getting popular.
I sent it to Jane Harlan. She was all excited about it. So.
Yes, it is.
Jane
We
Page
have
pickleball.
8 courts outside.
Yeah.
Couldn't they come up with a better name for it than pickleball?
Pickleball. A reason for that. Dwayne, didn't they have another name for it?
Come here.
I think they did years ago when it wasn't popular then. But
Since we're talking about alumni or so you guys probably are familiar with the Dickman name, the Dickman family.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Cliff Dick.
They had taken over, was it Whitey Kessler's?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it
Yeah.
became Dickman's, and then they had a whole slew of kids.
California Pacific was next, I think, Tom, and then now BSN Athletics.
Okay. Well, one of those kids, Ted Dickman, and he married a young lady from there, and I think her name was, it's Kim, but it was, her dad had been the mayor of Richmond at one time. Trying to remember her last name, maiden name, but anyway.
Oh, no, it was her grandfather, Roland Cutter was the mayor.
Cutter,
It was her
that's
grandfather.
it, that's it.
That's it.
I knew between Bob and Vicky, we'd get it right. So anyway, so Ted, back in the day when I was at my firm, I headed up all the people stuff, HR, and of course, recruiting fell under that. And I always, IU was one of our big schools where we recruited, and I would try to target kids even when they were in high school, if I could get a lead on them. And of course, it was easier for me for anybody coming out of Richmond. So Ted coming out of Richmond, I find out he's going to major in accounting down at IU, and then he becomes a Fiji. And I always, even though I'm an SAE, I always felt like Fiji was probably the best fraternity in the country for lots of reasons. But anyway, so long story short, I end up recruiting Ted to our firm successfully. And he was, as I thought he would be, a shooting star. He became a partner in like about 8 years. And when the norm back then was 10, it's much longer now for most firms. And then when we merged in 2001, I think within 3 years.
I think it was less than
Let's
that.
see. No, it must have been longer than that. I can't imagine he would have been the managing partner that long. But anyway, he became managing partner of the combined firm called BKD. And he's been the managing partner now for at least 6 years, maybe 9. I'm not sure. And really grown the firm. He's been very successful with it. And so he's going to be retiring at the end of this month. So trust me, it makes me feel old when not only these people I recruited become partners, but then the partners retire.
And he could be 55. It couldn't be 60, could he?
I don't think so.
I don't think he's 60 yet.
I
They have to
wouldn't think
retire.
so.
They have to retire at 60, so.
So anyway,
Tom, I think the BSN acquisition may have had something to do with that.
Oh, really?
Sporting goods thing.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that, but trust me, as managing partner of this firm,
Yeah.
he doesn't have to worry.
No.
And anyway, so it's just ironic though that on May 31, 2021, it will be exactly 20 years to the day when I retired from there. So,
I'll be darned.
and I'll be going to his party.
Yeah.
So
We got invited to his party.
That's good.
but that is actually a pretty big deal thing for somebody coming out of Richmond to be a managing partner of a firm. They're probably around 4,000 people in most of the states. It's not a national firm, but it's a big firm. So, anyway,
Tom, my son Bo Van Pelt has a saying about that. He says the zip code 47374 is the axis of the universe.
Okay.
You can't go very far in my lifetime without running into somebody from 47374.
Oh, that's funny.
That's good.
The
I
axis
like
of the
that.
universe, yeah.
I like that.
It's pretty good, actually, yeah.
Yeah. So back to Jimmy Hope. So Jimmy, tell us a little bit more. I mean, you went into quite a bit about that group, which I had never heard of, and I haven't had a chance to listen to because you sent it out this morning, right?
I sent it out probably morning your time.
Okay.
By the time you looked at it. Yeah, it was late last night.
Yeah.
I heard this group in the 90s sometime. And I actually got did a cassette tape on them. I don't even remember where I heard it. Must have been on FM radio or something. And then I kind of forgot about them. And then a few years ago, I was thinking, I wonder if they're still around. So I found out that they were kind of still around. But then it looks like they basically have disappeared as a group, but they are kind of unique from all the music I've ever heard, and their combination of, it's all female. The quality of the instrumentation is really good. I mean, the saxophone, the guitar, percussion, and the vocals, and they write their own music. And, the one song I think ought to be our theme song is Happy to Be Alive.
I agree.
That's their main. That's the one I like the best out of all of them. But, they just popped into mind of, they were a group that, and YouTube has made this possible to find stuff like this.
Yeah.
I mean, without YouTube, you'd be scratching for material. So, yeah. And, Tommy, I heard from Ron Mueller on this.
Yeah.
Yes, let me tell you guys, so as Jim's been sending this out, I've got a number of friends, acquaintances, whom they really are into music. And I couldn't stand it not to share that with them. And so I shared it with Ron Mueller, who is he was my roommate in college. I've mentioned Ron to Bob before, and Ron knows all about Bob, and Ron's a big golfer also, but Ron was the center at the University of Toledo and did all the long snapping. So he was like Bob Van Pelt at the University of Toledo during those days when Bob was down at IU. But anyway, so Ron just went crazy. And so then I saw that he sent Jim a message today thanking him for all that music. I said, man, this is fantastic. Keep it coming.
Yeah.
Keep it coming.
And then you're sending it to our next door neighbor.
So then I send it to my next door neighbor. And he is a videographer, TV. I may have mentioned this guy before. He does all of NASCAR. He's a freelancer, but he does most of his work with ESPN. Usually also does the 500, and he's usually the guy on the start finish line up on the thing where the guy's waving the flag.
Yeah.
Cameraman, usually right behind that guy. He's been doing that for years. But anyway, he is a big time rock and roller.
Yeah, he's
about.
He's about 15 years younger than me.
Yeah, he's younger.
Yeah.
But I had sent him some of that music, and then he's the one who sent back the music where when Jim was on sabbatical, I sent you guys the Doobie Brothers and then Dave Mason. Well, that came from him.
That came from neighbor.
Yeah. And so I continue to send that to him. Well, then he sends me stuff back. So I'm going to be sending what he sends me to Jimmy and let Jimmy send it all out to you guys because he's
the music guy. You can take all the credit.
But here's the deal. So this morning, I'm looking at Jim's thing and then boom, something pops. And it is from Brad next door. And it's a deal that I don't know how you find this, but it was, you remember Hall and Oates?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Remember Hall and Oates? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Daryl Hall.
Hall and Daryl Oates.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe the other way. I don't know. Whatever.
Oh,
So he's got a big place somewhere, like out in
Out in the
the
mountains.
farmland
Yeah,
somewhere,
yeah.
huge place, and he has his own studio. And he's
Daryl.
evidently then doing his own show.
Yeah.
And every week he has somebody, some famous musician, with some other rock band come in, and they do a session of of that person's music. So what he sent me was they had one of the main guys from ZZ Top come in. And I'm telling you, boy, did they jam on this thing. But it is not just one song. It lasts for probably an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
they do, like, in the middle of it, they do a little cooking thing. And I don't know if you guys were ever into ZZ Top. Now, Nancy, you should be, because those are boys from Texas.
Yeah.
I know about them, yes.
Yeah. And
The girl's crazy, got a sharp dressed man.
Yeah.
so they finished the whole thing off with, if you know about ZZ Top, their big hit in the beginning was called LaGrange. And man, I'll tell you, they really, really rock it on that one. So I'll send that to Jimmy, and he can send that to you whenever he feels like it. But it'll be a little bit different in that it's not just one or two songs. It lasts for a while.
Oh, okay. Grateful Dead sort of approach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hey, Jim, how are those women you're talking about, musicians who are out of it sort of now, but not only the musical world? How old are they?
Which?
The one you sent today, I guess.
Yeah, about how old though?
Simone.
I'm not hearing you.
No, I didn't hear you either, TK, very
I
well.
didn't
Could you
either.
repeat it? Repeat the question?
Yeah, repeat.
Yeah,
The group he sent
the
out.
group that you sent out that were all women.
Yeah.
Musicians. About how old are they? What years did they actually?
I think, well, I saw a live, there's a live video on from 1996, which I didn't think was very good, but it was, yeah, I'd say they were in their late 30s, maybe early 40s
At the time.
At the time.
at the time. So this would be late 90s. So
25 plus, so in the middle to upper 50s perhaps.
yeah, but they were, and they still are, I think, big down in Santa Cruz area.
Yeah, we've been there. Yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah. So I mean, they're a very local band that sort of leaked out to the rest of the world, and it's like I said, it's unique from from what I've seen. Their combination of things.
All right.
Okay. So Ron Siders, what's happening in your part of the world?
It's same as always. I love getting some of those musical things from Jim. I don't recognize some of the groups, but I do like the music and appreciate him sending it out to us. Appreciate that.
Good.
I wanted to ask Vicki a question. When did you do your student teaching at Richmond High School?
It would have been 1966 to 1967, probably. About 1966, 1967.
When did you teach there?
I was hired in 67, and I just was there 3 years because at that time we had to start our master's degree within 5 years or lose our license. And I had a professor at Ball State offer me an internship that paid me. So I left high school, went to Ball State and finished up my master's degree before I came back. Then I came back and taught in Richmond schools.
I was gonna say, I did my student teaching at Richmond High School in '67 in the fall. And I
So we were,
taught there from '67 to '68.
well, so you were there when I was there by then. You were there when I was there.
Okay.
And you guys didn't run into each other?
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
I was in the math department at that time, so.
Maybe they kept home ec separate.
Well, I was hired to take, I think it was Mr. Poland's place.
Oh,
I think he had a heart attack
Oh,
in the fall of '67, and when I finished my student teaching around Thanksgiving time, my minor was in mathematics, so they asked me to come on and teach in his place for the rest of the school year. So I was pretty lucky with that.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of teaching in school, I'd like to share that my son-in-law, the levy passed for Beaver Creek, and he has a job now for the next 5 years. So this was a big, big deal this past Tuesday, whether there was going to be a job for my daughter's husband. And so we are just thrilled that that levy passed and no money worries now. I thought I was going to feed them. I told them they wouldn't starve, but I didn't know where they were going to live. I don't care if I have 4 bedrooms or not. Having a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old running around, I wasn't too sure if I could handle that for
2-year-old.
No, we're just really excited that that
Oh,
happened.
that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, back to Ron Sider. You know, Ron, I'm really surprised that when you were there, that you didn't hear about Vicky, because when Vicky got there, all of a sudden, the girls couldn't get in the home ec class because all the guys wanted in the home ec class.
No, at the time they were separated. The boys' classes and the girls' home ec classes were separated.
Oh,
They weren't co-ed at that
That's
time.
right.
So right off the bat, right out of school, I had 3 boys' foods classes. And then I taught a marriage and dating class. And I wasn't even married at the time, which was probably a good idea. I didn't have any preconceived notions, but yeah, I taught a marriage and dating class and several things. And then I never really had a class of just girls anyway.
wow.
Very, hey, that's amazing.
That was a good story, Tom.
Wow. So was that your idea to teach that marriage and dating? Did you?
No,
come up with
it
that?
was established as what was part of the curriculum that I was in charge of teaching. But I had in a lot of speakers.
Well,
Who was the other home ec teacher back then?
Well, there was Miss Parker. She was
Okay.
the one I was student teaching under, and she was the head of the department, and she's the one that suggested they hire me when an opening came while I was student teaching.
Right.
And then Miss Fossenkemper.
Remember
her?
Wasn't there a Miss Wheaton, Wheaton?
That she taught at Dennis.
Oh, that's where I met her or knew her. Yeah, my little stint at Dennis. Yeah, Miss Wheaton.
Okay. Okay.
What about a Barbara Schaefer? No, that's not right. That's one of our classmates. But
Right.
there was a teacher that was the librarian at Dennis, and I think she married, and I think her last name was Schaefer, Shafor or something like that. That doesn't ring any bells for Dennis people.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, it's all right.
That one escapes me. I don't remember that one.
Were you Dennis, Ron?
Yeah, I was at Dennis.
Okay, yeah. Were you in the class with David Rodifer then?
Probably was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't get him off your mind, can you?
You know, I came out of St. Andrews, and we only went through the 8th grade, so we had to go to the 9th grade at one of the junior high schools in the area.
Oh, yeah.
And that was
I think
Dennis?
Bob went to what, Pleasant View?
Pleasant View, yeah. Second year.
I went to Dennis, and
Sonsini went to Dennis.
Yeah.
and I think
did
the rest of our St. Andrews class all went to Chester Hibbard.
Chester Hibbard, yeah.
Oh. I came from Hibbard. I did Hibbard for about 6 years, but that last part and mine was at Joseph Moore. Listen, Tom Pearson, didn't he live what I consider at the foot of the hill of Dennis? That means down on East.
Tom Pearson?
Yeah, he lived on a
Tom
corner,
lived at
didn't
the-
he?
Down
He
by
did.
Peacock Road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Peacock
Yeah.
off Fifth
Down on
Street,
the
yeah.
corner.
Yeah, because I think we walked by his house to go up to Dennis from
You're there.
I lived on Lincoln Street for a while.
Yeah, yeah. You
And
were
I'm
going
not
right by
Because Rosemary, Tom's ex-wife, actually lives on Peacock Road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I
I
see
when
her
we
in
were
the
kids.
grocery. Recently.
Because she lived on South 17th Street when she was a kid.
Who
Okay,
did?
well,
Rosemary Lynn Hart.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, and then when we lived on South 16th Street for 22 years, we were like between Reefston and E. Rosemary brought up her kids across the street from us on 16th.
Yeah.
Where were you on South
They
16th?
were kids growing up. I dated her sister Becky a few times.
Oh, Becky.
We
I lived at
on
40 I lived
16th
at
or 17th
405.
Street, yeah.
So where were you on South 16th, Becky?
I was at 405.
405. See.
It's a big brick house on a hill, kind of one of those four squares, Frank Lloyd Wright looking houses.
Huh.
Oh, I know which one she's talking about.
Because I was, I was on D
You
Street.
and Dave weren't married very
15.
long when you bought that house, were you? Were your
We'd
kids
been
born
married.
when you bought that house?
Yes, Jonathan was born and we moved from out near Pleasant View Nursery to that house when I was expecting Jonathan.
Okay, yeah, because when I knew your kids, they were growing up there at the house.
Right.
Karen?
Going back and forth.
Yes.
I just wanted to ask a question about Hibbard. I student taught at Hibbard in seventh grade math, but that was in 1970. Would you have been there then?
No.
Oh, no.
I graduated 60.
Oh, I thought maybe you said you were teaching there.
No, I apologize. No, I did my first, just my elementary school was at Hibbard.
Oh,
We
okay.
lived on South 7th Street with my parents. Yeah. So we were in that poor neck of the woods, South 7th. There was a bar across the street,
Germans
as I
and Irish,
recall it,
Karen, on
corner.
7th Street.
And a dry cleaners was down at 7th and something. I don't know which way. Yeah.
So Nancy, you lived on 16th Street between, what was it, B and C?
Or
A and B, yeah.
A and B,
No, that's not.
No, wait a minute, B and C.
B and C. Because I remember we used to walk home from test
Uh-huh.
and
You drop her off.
did I ever carry your books for you?
I don't think so.
I
I didn't mean to
think-
talk.
I think I
didn't
had
mean to
Nancy
talk to you
carry
about
my
that.
books. I think that was it.
It was Katie. See, Katie lived on 17th. She lived
Yeah.
one block up.
Yeah. So,
Nancy, wasn't there a bad homecoming wreck right there by your house at one time?
You what?
A homecoming wreck? Somebody was coming from a homecoming dance and had a wreck right there by your house?
Oh, I don't remember that.
Was that Ann Walker? Ann Walker?
It would have
Ann
been
Walker-
Ann
Ann
Walker.
Class
Walker
before
didn't.
us, but she had an accident, I know.
Yeah, they
I
were
was close
seniors
there.
when we were juniors. And that wreck was right there at 17th and B, wasn't it, Sandy?
I think so, and she was really,
And very badly
Got all
hurt.
tore up in that, yeah. she
I
was
can't
about
remember
half
who
of that.
was she with?
I don't remember.
Who was she with?
Don't remember, yeah.
Well, she's Susie's cousin. Susie had gone to there. She would tell us.
Yeah, but she was with Bob Hampton and
What I was gonna say. Bob Hampton, yeah.
they were double dating with somebody. I don't remember who it was and they got.
She wasn't in the picture at that time, I don't think. She was with somebody else,
Yeah, it
but
wasn't
I
Bob.
don't remember who.
yeah, I don't remember Bob Hampton being in any car wreck.
No.
No, I don't either.
No, he wasn't.
Nancy, that was right there by your house, if I recall.
No,
Come on, Nancy.
I was asleep.
Bob, if it happened on 17th, Nancy lived on 16th.
Right.
Close enough.
B,
That's close enough. It's a block away. It's a block away.
Lived on 15th, so.
Yeah.
Well, there was actually a crash on South 7th Street. I don't know any more details, but somewhere before we all were 10 years old, because there was a car turned upside down. I have a picture of from a big crash on South 7th Street. You know, that street's not all that wide. So I'm not sure how that happened.
I don't remember that, but
That would have been back, of course, in the 50s, you know, back night before 55. Yeah,
What was your address on 7th Street, Karen?
735. It was a half a double. We shared it with the name Craft, C-R-A-F-T. That was one of the families that lived on the other half of the double.
My grandma lived on a half a double in the 600 block, right there by Max Tavern.
Yeah, remember I told you there was a
When you were-
tavern at the end of
when
the
you were on
street?
the other block, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then there were the Mauer boys. I mentioned these one time months ago. Mauer, M-A-U-R-E-R.
Those are my cousins.
Yeah.
Are you
serious?
serious? Don and Harry Mauer? Are
Yeah,
they cousins?
they're cousins.
I have a picture. Listen to this, Jim. You'll appreciate this. I'm less than 11 years old, or maybe 11, and I'm sitting on a glider on my front porch, holding hands with Don Mauer, and my neighbor next door is holding hands with Harry, and we actually played spin the bottle. With those kids.
Boy, you
And I-
started
How
young.
young. I look at my
What year was
grandkids now.
that?
Hey, Jimmy,
Eleven.
didn't Harry Meyer die real young?
I don't know.
Didn't Harry
Did-
Meyer die real young, Jim?
I lost track of them. I mean,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. You know, I don't remember what happened, but he was dead early on, I think.
Okay, he was the cute, well, they both were cute, but Don was older. I remember Don being older than
A few
Harry.
years apart, I think they were St. Andrews kids, Karen. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they
so-
lived up in the next block. They still were on, I think that would be South 8th. Again, I don't know why I don't remember how my blocks run, honestly, over there in Richmond. I don't know, this block is not clear.
I can't remember if it was 7th or 8th Street, but they lived on the half a double. I think it was the half a double next to my sister Nancy and my brother Jim's maternal grandparents.
The Mowers, did.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they're left. Yeah.
I mean, we played basketball in the alley behind our
Yeah.
street on 7th Street. I remember Harry and Don coming down. And they were just one of, I think at that time, there were what, 8 children or something like that. I don't know how many there were.
Yeah.
Quite a large Catholic family. But then
Oh,
again, I
yeah.
was one of 6 and I'm not Catholic, so
Close enough.
yeah, close
Hey,
enough.
Karen.
I married a Catholic. My sister married a Catholic. My brother married a Catholic. So-
Karen,
back-
how old were you, Karen, when you were holding hands?
He
What
said
age?
that.
were
That's
you?
what I said. I look back, I know this answer because I was left that house when I was 11 and a half years old. So I'm holding hands in that, in that regard.
Okay.
Somewhere.
And I got a
Okay.
grandson, the youngest grandson is 10 and a half. So in another year, I'll be looking at him and slapping his face if he's holding hands with somebody.
Even now, I said Catholic girls started much too late.
Not by.
Now, see, and I'm not a Catholic, but I sure went for those Catholic
Okay.
guys.
Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure Rodifer wasn't Catholic.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, you're right. He wasn't, but Tom is. Tom is.
Okay, Karen, I did not realize that you still had a flame for him. I will enact the most vigor I can possibly put into trying to find him.
Well, I think you should talk to
Hey,
Vicky.
Tom, I'm friends with him on
Vicky Rover
Facebook.
I think Vicky has a flame for him too, or did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in grade school.
And, well, she and I talked
But you know,
about it, one of the reunions.
he was the president of our class for a while, but you know, he's never been back to even one reunion.
Right.
So
I
he
agree
must have
with
just forgotten us.
I
Yeah.
think you're right. He did. Yeah, he was actually president of the library club back in Dennis. And I was vice president and then under him because he was there. And and then he left the presidency and they just move you up. So then I was president of the library club back there at Dennis. And then he wasn't even in the club. So what was that year worth? You know?
Wow.
The best
We had
laid
some funny
plans.
clubs, like, remember Advanced Dance Club?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I wasn't in that one. I can tell you, I can't dance or hold a tune.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, you can't send that to them, can you?
What?
Jane Ann saw something the other day, you guys, that if she can send it,
Oh, yes.
she's
yes, I
gonna send
will.
it to you. It's a couple that probably are
Don't-
older than we are now,
Don't see any, yeah.
dancing. That's
At a
all I'll say.
wedding.
At a
yeah.
wedding.
We
That's all
need-
I'll say.
We need to set that out. It's hilarious.
So I'm gonna have her send it to you, Jim, so that you can blast it out to everybody. Yeah, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Nancy, you were gonna ask something a while back, I think. Were you?
I was gonna ask you, how many people do you think are gonna be coming to the luncheon?
Okay. I have, at this point, I have 20.
Have you sent out,
too.
are you asking for reservation, people coming? I haven't heard a thing except for,
You
you
know,
just did it
well,
on-
I sent a bunch of information out all about it in one of my emails.
Yeah.
okay.
And then I said I would give
She's
you a
on
lot
there.
more detail when we get a little bit closer to it.
Oh, okay.
You're on the list,
But,
Nancy.
but I've got, but you know,
Okay,
I
thank you. I
appreciated
just wanted to
everybody
make
telling me,
sure.
but I've got Karen and Tom, Bob, Andy, Mark Dunings and his spouse maybe, Steve Van Zant, Dick Bird, Tom and Betsy they're coming down, right, Tom?
That's
TK?
right.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Nancy Best, Nancy
Yeah.
Best confirmed.
Yes.
I'm here.
Yeah, yeah. Katie, Nancy Chappell, Diane Wilson. So Katie, I'm assuming, well, I didn't know if Katie was going to be coming or not. Is she coming to the thing for?
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know. If she's
Nancy
coming,
Chappell,
Jamie should be coming.
Yeah.
Diane, if
Who
Jamie
knows?
comes, then that's another one. Diane, Susie Endicott, Christy, Carol Ritz, Carol McMahon, Jane Harlan, Larry Kane,
Oh,
All right.
and Jeannie Lindsay.
She actually replied.
oh, good.
I'm coming too, Tom.
Okay, good. So
And
now,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I thought I responded.
What about you, Sandy?
I know I did, but was going to.
do I
Sandy,
have Sandy
Yeah,
down?
we're coming. We're coming.
both of you?
Probably if Dwayne can walk by then.
Okay.
Tommy? Tommy?
Yes,
He's counting.
I'm listening.
Okay.
I'm writing down.
I'm trying to get Sonsini to come.
That'd be
And
cool.
he
Oh,
wrote
that
me,
would be fun.
Mhm.
he wrote me an email recently, said,
Yeah.
okay, you and Bert are the only people I care about in Richmond. And I said, what? What?
What?
I'm telling Brandenburg and I'm telling Gary Reese what you said, CD.
Bob,
Or Bob's,
or
come on,
anybody.
anybody. So I was
Okay.
offended at that. No. So CD, so if you could send me a list before, give him time to get a plane ride up here, but
Yeah, I thought what I would do is the end of the month, this month, I would send out another thing about, hey, please, I've heard from a lot of folks, but if you haven't responded, please do, so that I can get a really good number. And then I thought, then I would send out the list then the next week
Okay,
Yeah.
with all the detailed information.
okay.
Tom, how many did you have when you just counted?
Let's see, Sandy and Dwayne. I've got 21 people without the spouses,
And without us. So
and I don't even have us down.
So that's 23.
So I think that we'll end up with maybe 30.
We said 25 to 30, didn't we, on the reservation?
My original guess was 25 to 30, and I think
I
it'll
think
end up
that's what we got
somewhere
down
there.
there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
We'll have to keep an eye on that a little bit too.
yeah. So, no, well, all I'm hoping now is that we just have good weather.
Yes.
I know.
Be awesome, yeah.
Yeah, so, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. And I want to celebrate the lives of the folks that have been, this past year that aren't with us anymore.
Yes.
Some real sweethearts, close folks to us, so.
Yeah.
And,
For sure.
of course,
And we'll be
Frank,
at
be at
Supply-
Frank's place. And,
Right.
Right.
Frank.
Bob and I might try and figure something out where I don't know if his daughter works there on Saturdays, but if she's
That
there,
was Friday.
or excuse me, Friday.
Friday.
During the week. Yeah, I keep thinking it's a Saturday because we always did it on Saturday. But she,
She's a nurse, Tom, she's a nurse, so it all
yeah,
depends
she's at
on
the
her shifts.
hospital. So I don't know if she would be there on a Friday.
It just all
Okay.
depends on her shifts, yeah.
But anyway, well, let's see. Rick Putoff,
Yes, sir.
are you going to be, if you're going to be with us next week, we want to hear a blow-by-blow description of what it was like to move into your new house. And we want to have a virtual tour,
Want a tour.
a virtual tour.
I'll
Is that okay?
let Sherry give you the tour because it's her house, okay?
Okay.
Hey, before we go, Rick, I always
Hey, Rick,
hesitate.
I got a question. Do you have to pay rent?
No, I'm the house cleaner maintenance guy, so I.
Oh, okay, good.
You
Or
just stay there.
forever.
You stay there.
Okay. All right. Well,
Hey, Tommy.
I hopefully you guys had fun. We did. Yeah,
We did.
PK.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
I don't know if there are any aspiring musicians or any of the musicians that have been online or been with us, but Betsy is trying to teach herself to play the piano.
Right.
Well, good for
Yeah,
you.
Good.
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 Are you ready, Betsy?
What's that?
Are you ready to play for us today?
No.
Come on.
Well, okay, before we sign off then, Betsy, are you gonna start off with an electronic keyboard or are you trying a real
Well,
piano?
My
Pardon?
brother and sister-in-law in the house just down the
Right,
hill, they
right,
have a
right.
piano, so I've been sort of
Oh.
out on that to see whether it makes any sense at all to try, although I've read that it's really good for your brain at an older
Oh,
age.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I thought, well, why not?
And if you're a
Well,
math
good.
major,
Good
there's this
luck to you.
Yeah,
correlation.
I'm trying to learn the ukulele.
But,
Wow.
yeah,
That's great. Jim.
Oh, I bet Carol loves that.
Yeah, right.
well, I don't know then, now TK and Betsy, have you been watching and listening to the music that's been sent out?
Some of it.
Some
yeah.
of it,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it was the one, yeah, it was probably the Doobie Brothers.
Louis.
So, oh gosh, what's his name that did a lot of the vocals on some of those Doobie Brother albums? But he had a
yeah.
fabulous, they showed him playing that electronic keyboard.
Michael McDonald?
Michael McDonald,
Yeah, Michael
he was
McDonald,
amazing.
Mark Knopfler and those guys were the Doobie Brothers, weren't they?
Yeah, he was amazing on that. So, you know, when he sends out those videos, they usually hone in on the different musicians and when you watch those guys playing, so that ought to get you revved up.
That's right. Well, I
Yeah.
can't, sing, so I want to be able to try to do music some other way.
I'll do the singing.
Okay.
Well, you know what? The first song, I'll tell you what, the first song I want you to learn how to play is Let It Be.
I
Yeah.
already had the chords for that. I have.
Okay.
Right, cool.
Good.
Yeah, for those of you who
Oh,
don't know, Betsy is the biggest Beatle fan in
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah, she is.
Well, it's one of the, apparently it's one of the easiest songs you can learn basic chords for,
Yeah.
so
Cool.
I just
Yeah.
looked it up.
So I think that would be a perfect one for you to learn on. That'd be great.
And you can sing, Tommy. You can.
Uh,
Piano. He doesn't sing on key whenever he
That
sings.
doesn't make any difference, does it? So we'll have that right at the end and she'll sign off and run off so she doesn't have to hear anybody's opinion of.
That's funny.
Okay, well, we want to hear progress on this.
Yeah.
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 Good for you. Good luck.
Okay. Well, quickly, then one
Okay.
last question. You said that you've heard that it's really good for your brain. So have you been reading about that?
Well, there's a lot of things online now that people have put lessons online, things you can listen to, you print out, so you can do a lot. You
By
can get
yourself.
sort of start on online, but I've read some articles that says it's like learning a foreign language. I mean, I like to listen to music, but I never took any instruments. So it is like another, as anybody who knows this kind of thing, it's like a foreign language, you're learning notes, how to read them and apparently it's good because you're creating new.
You're learning something new.
Yeah.
Learning something new and.
It stimulates the brain cell. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how the
Other-
families go together in the
New
music
synapse.
and stuff, yeah.
There was a
Yeah.
story, on the news about Gabby Gifford.
Yeah.
She
Okay.
is trying to learn the French horn,
Yes.
Oh, good for her.
Wow.
which is
For the same
one of the
reason.
most difficult
Uh-huh.
instruments to learn. And that's why she's doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
she's amazing for what she's
Now I
been
know
doing.
why I could never play the piano. Because I can't speak foreign languages either.
The
So it all
reason-
goes together.
Oh, well. But we still love you.
I agree,
Jim.
Jan.
Sorry about that.
The reason I asked Betsy how you heard about that it's good for the brain is because I've been reading this book, and this is a really good book, and I'd recommend it to all of you. Keep
Oh, yes,
Sharp.
I saw that.
And it's
Yeah.
all about the brain.
What is the name of it?
He doesn't remember.
It's called Keep Sharp. I'm sure you guys have heard of Sanjay Gupta.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I think he was on CBS the other morning, or
Yeah.
a week or so ago.
I think
Yeah.
it's too late.
And so, anyway, and just remember, Betsy, Paul does not read music.
Yes.
I know, he doesn't read music, I know.
He does not read music. Neither did John. I don't know
I
about
don't know how
George,
they do that.
but that was
George did.
that even just blows you away. Amazing. So,
So you have to memorize a lot of things. That's probably good for your brain too.
right.
Hey, Betsy, I sent this out a week or so ago. There's a great songwriter in Nashville, Tennessee. His name is Dean Dillon,
Dean Dillon.
Dillon.
Oh, not Bob.
No, not Bob Dylan. This is Dean Dillon. And he's a tremendous songwriter. He talks about songs in the context of poetry,
Yeah.
music, pentameters, and how the song goes together. And he tells some fabulous stories in this thing about writing music for other people. Country singer named George Strait, he wrote a lot of those.
Oh, yeah, George.
That's from Texas.
He's talking in there about a song that he and another guy wrote together called I've Got Oceanfront Property in Arizona. And if you'll take that, I'll throw the Golden Gate in free. Well, the guy he's writing with wants to put I'll throw the Golden Gate Bridge in free. And he screws up the context of the song and the way the parameters go together in the music. And he's sitting with this guy telling him about it. He said, I can see people dancing to this thing. And when you try to get the words in there, they're going to be bumping into each other all over the dance floor. It's really hilarious to see it. But the guy is a great, great songwriter. He was a dope smoker, a heavy drinker. He went to Betty Ford Clinic in California.
Yeah.
And he said, I liked it so well, I went 4 times. But you would really enjoy, you two guys would really enjoy it.
Well,
too.
how do you get this? Where do you get it?
Just Google it.
What's that?
How do you see this?
It's on it's called Tubi. It's a.
Tubi.
free
Oh,
app.
okay.
Mhm.
And in one section of their index, they have documentaries.
Oh.
And if you go through there, it just got some tremendous stuff.
You know about that?
And it is, for any of you guys that like music, it is wonderful.
What's the name of the
And I promise you'll
documentary?
love the guy.
What's the
You'll
name of the
love it. He picks up
documentary,
his
Bob?
Stuff and goes to Nashville, no money, no job, no nothing,
Okay. What?
and became one of the legends of
Good,
songwriting
good, Jim. Now, Jim.
in the country music.
What is the name of the documentary? Is it his name?
It is, yeah, it's called Tennessee Whiskey, Dean Dillon. He wrote that song too. Any of you know that song?
Okay.
Tennessee was. Okay.
That's good. Yeah.
Tennessee Whiskey, Dean Dillon.
Okay. All right.
You'll love it.
Okay.
That we'll sign off. This was fun, you guys.
TK, stay on a minute, TK. You and Betsy, TK.
Everybody
you
have
and
a
Betsy stay
good
on a
week.
minute after.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye,
Have a good
everybody.
week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey,
Have a
see
good
ya.
week.
Bye-bye.
Glad to
Tom.
see you, Nancy.
Tom
Thank
Porter,
you.
stay on with us.
Tom, stay on for a minute, please.
Okay.
Okay, DK, when you come down from Chicago,
Yeah,
you come down 74 on 65, you go into Indy on 74.
we
65 to 70.
65,
65 to 70, yeah.
if you're lucky.
We don't want to come that far.